all madhahib, well, Hanafis, Malikis, and Shafi'is and Hanbalis, they are close to each other, but they have different view on most of the things in menstruation. And they are very different. So if a person follows a madhab, because a lot of things in menstruation is through understanding or asking the, so the fuqaha of the time would have asked the woman of the time, what is known generally, how many days is menstruation. So some said that many days, some said that many days, because of what their understanding was, because there is no clear-cut evidence on that. All right? So we will get into that. But before we get into that, okay, I want to cover this now. There is a big debate, you can say, or big difference. Can a woman be, can women have menstruation while she is pregnant or not? Okay. So Malikis, they say she can, and the other three, they said she can't. All right. Now, someone may be very clever and say, well, we know scientifically she can't. We don't really care scientifically she can or she can't. The rulings of Sharia are based on a certain understanding and certain proof. Scientifically, she may not be able to, have menstruation during pregnancy, but she does see bleeding. There are women, they bleed during pregnancy. What is that categorized as? Is that categorized as menstruation or not? Would that be categorized as haid or not? This is the Malikis, they said it is, and the others, they said it's not. Okay? The view of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha was that the bleeding which happens during pregnancy is haid. So the rulings of haid would apply to women if she sees bleeding during pregnancy. So the Malikis take from that. They said, okay. And what happens is, when a woman bleeds, all right, it is haid, it's menstruation. And extra bleeding is istihada. She hasn't bled. There is a minimum period of clean period between two menstruation. If she has had that period of clean time, tuhur time, and then she bleeds, that's haid. That's what Malikis would say, that's haid. And then if she has had her minimum menstruation bleeding, then any other bleeding you can say is istihada. Istihada means additional bleeding, other than menstruation. So they say if a woman is pregnant, she hasn't had, let's say, bleeding for a month, and then she bleeds, why is she going directly to istihada? Why not haid? Bleeding is either haid or istihada. But istihada comes after haid. Why would it? So based on that, they say that it can't be istihada. It has to be haid first, because istihada is extra bleeding. Okay? And they say normally, if a woman, she's not pregnant, but she's so bleeding, it's menstruation. So if she's pregnant, why is it not menstruation? Now, I'm not saying that, you may say scientifically, well, because it can't be, because it's the categorization of the bleeding. Would it be categorized because it cannot be, the categorization can either be bleeding or istihada. But it doesn't fit to be istihada, so it has to be haid. But, this is a unique madhab for Malikis, and I'm sure Malikis would have more dalail for it. Okay? But the other madhahib, and which is mostly followed in our areas is the madhab which says that understanding that there cannot be menstrual bleeding during pregnancy. Okay? What is the proof? They say that the Quran says the iddah of a divorced woman, iddah is the time she must wait before she can get married again. Yeah? So iddah of a divorced woman is 3 menstruations. Once a woman is divorced, she must wait 3 menstruations. So talaq is only given in the tuhur. Talaq is given in the clean period. And after that, she has 1 menstruation, then clean period, then 2nd menstruation, then clean period, then 3rd menstruation. And when she cleans, after 3 menstruation, she may get married again. Right? So a divorced woman, if you understand this dalil, it will make a lot of sense to you. A divorced woman, her iddah is how much? 3 menstruation. Okay. And then it says the iddah of the woman she is pregnant is until she gives birth. أن يضعن حملهن. So for divorced women, it's 3 menstruation. But for someone who is pregnant, until she gives birth. Why is that? Because menstruation is not possible during pregnancy. If it was, why would there be a reason to treat them differently? If the iddah is 3 menstruations, okay, should apply to everyone. But the one who is pregnant until she gives birth. Why is that? Because menstruation is not possible during pregnancy. This is the dalil for the other group. Why would there be a different ruling if they all had menstruation? Clear? And when we get to those masail, in the masail of talaq, inshallah, then we will discuss them further. If a man gives talaq to his wife now, an hour later she gives birth, her iddah is finished. Okay? She doesn't need to wait any longer. Okay. Another, Ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu divorced his wife during menstruation. So Prophet ﷺ ordered him to take her back and divorce her in tuhur. When the menstruation finishes, in the clean period, divorce. He said, divorce her in tuhur or if she's pregnant. So you're not allowed to marry women you're not allowed to divorce women during menstruation. Divorce will happen, but you'll be sinful for that. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, divorce her in her clean period, tuhur, or in pregnancy. Tuhur and pregnancy, put them together. Because pregnancy is like tuhur. Clear? This is the proof of the other side. That you're not allowed to, if there was a possibility of menstruation during pregnancy, then how does it make sense to say don't divorce her in menstruation but divorce her in tuhur or pregnancy? That means pregnancy is like tuhur, it cannot have menstruation. Otherwise, it would have said pregnancy. There's no point of saying pregnancy then. Clear? If pregnancy can have tuhur and menstruation, then there's no point of bringing pregnancy into this hadith. This is the call of the Jamhur other than Malikiya. Okay? And there's one hadith. This is a hadith in Ahmad and Abu Dawood. Nabi Sallallahu had said regarding the captive women. Okay? There were, back in the days when they had, from the battle they had captives. And Nabi Sallallahu said, there must be no intercourse with the woman, a pregnant woman, until she gives birth to her child, or with one who is not pregnant until she has one menstruation. Okay? This is for women, they came as in the time of slavery. But there is something we can learn from it for our subject. Why would Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say that no intercourse with a woman and pregnant woman until she give birth, and the one's not pregnant until she has menstruation? Why not say both of them until they have menstruation? That means menstruation doesn't happen during pregnancy. This is the point of the other fuqaha. So Maliki says that if pregnant woman sees blood, if it fits in the category of haid, it will be treated as haid. She stops praying, but the Jamhur says, as we discussed, she must continue to pray until childbirth. There is no such thing as menstruation for a pregnant woman. Okay?